I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do something that I can do. Despite her challenges, as a blind and deaf young woman, Helen Keller had a vision. Similarly, as an active, strong young Jewish man, I also have a vision. My name is Ahsher Zeldin, and my parents always tell me to look at myself in the mirror, look at that person, and tell yourself that you can do anything. All youth should approach Judaism in the same manner. Stare at themselves in the mirror and ask, what can we learn from the past? What can we do today? And how can we contribute in the future? There may be times when we are powerless to prevent injustice, but there must never be a time when we fail to protest. We learn from Elie Wiesel that we can overcome obstacles to accomplish a vision. Last year, I participated in the Yom HaShoah Assembly and learned there were many miracles that helped Jewish youth overcome this horrible tragedy and grab onto a vision in order for them to live. There was no future for Jewish youth in Poland, and were particularly targeted by the Nazis. Youth posed a unique threat because if they lived, they would grow up to parent a new generation of Jews. Many children suffocated in the crowded cattle cars on the way to the camps. Those who survived the trek were immediately taken to the gas chambers. But there was one story about a 13-year-old boy which touched me. Upon entering the camp, the boy saw two separate lines and realized these lines would determine life or death. If he went right, it would lead him to the showers of death, and if he went left, he would become a laborer in the camp. The challenge he faced, with the few seconds he had, was how to portray himself as a 16-year-old eligible for the correct line. He stood on his toes, pushed up and out his chest, stood bravely in front of the Nazi soldier. In the blink of an eye, he was told to go this way to work. Over 1.1 million children died during the Holocaust, but this boy, like others, created a vision in order to live. Tragedies don't stop children from pursuing dreams, and in many cases, turn dreams into reality. A group of middle school students in Whitwell, Tennessee did exactly that. They wanted to see for themselves just how massive 6 million was. They learned this number represented the lives that were exterminated during the Holocaust. The students, none of which were Jewish, decided to collect paper clips. When I saw for myself the millions of paper clips, I realized how a simple idea could explain such a complex situation. Such a vision was brought out by comparing one paperclip to one life. Jim Morrison, a singer and poet, said, "There are things known and there are things unknown, and in between are the doors." Most of the time we go about our daily routines, focused on getting what needs to get done and nothing more. Forrest Gump, a simple man, focused on getting things done and nothing more. He ran across the field with no intention to become a college professional football player. He registered for the draft with no intention to become the recipient of the Medal of Honor. He danced with wild moves with no intention to create the famous Elvis Presley walk. I think about bar mitzvah boys getting through the big day and nothing more. Reaching the age of bar mitzvah, Jewish boys become members of the community and are eligible to be called up to read from the Torah. However, most bar mitzvah boys, as they approach this time, think about how hard this task will be, how much time it will take, and how unfamiliar they are with the text and the trope. This is exactly how I felt. I had no intention of trying to accomplish something bigger, something grander. I focused on the simple goal of making it through the day and nothing more. What I, and likely other bar mitzvah boys, didn't realize was how many doors have now opened for us. A year after your bar mitzvah, the Baal Korah is reading the Torah and you reflect back on your day. You start reciting word for word the Parsha. You realize it wasn't only about learning how to read the Parsha, but something more. It was learning the Torah and understanding how relevant it is each and every day. It was about being a part of something that our own fathers, grandfathers, and great-grandfathers have done. You think about how proud you were to become part of the larger Jewish community, part of the 13.5 million Jewish people in the world. You think about how not only you accomplished the task, but created so much more and achieved a vision. In the words of Golda Meir, pessimism is a luxury that a Jew can never allow himself. Jewish youth of today have strong foundations to help create visions for the future. There are Jewish day schools to choose from and a variety of educational programs offered in synagogues and in Israel. One can participate in events held by Jewish youth groups and attend Jewish sleepover camps. In terms of helping those less fortunate, one can choose to volunteer in the Jewish community. One can even participate in the Jewish Olympics at the Maccabiah Games. One can look to Jewish role models, icons like Ilan Ramon, Matisyahu, Natalie Portman, Kevin Youkilis, and so many more. We also look to Israel for inspiration. Since the establishment of the Jewish state, she has been fighting off enemies, but this has only made her stronger. Israel has the greatest military strategies and soldiers. Recently, when the missiles were targeting Israel's biggest cities, within seconds, the missiles were destroyed by an Israeli droid. The idea of keeping the Jewish state and its people safe is and always will be number one. Jewish youth worldwide can continue to strive for visions and goals. We will not be blocked by obstacles of war, anti-Semitism, or persecution. We will use various lenses and mirror images to drive us. We will learn from history. We will grab a hold of today. We will ponder the future. We will make a difference to ensure every Jew can and will achieve their visions and dreams. Thank you for your time.